Being a ghost dragon type, Giratina makes full use of its ectoplasmic abilities and uses it to create strange teleportation rifts in both space and time, as well as the surface world we call Earth. With the power of the Grisius Orb, Giratina is able to alter both his power and appearance. He has two forms, both of them being awesome beyond belief. There's his altered form, a more defensive state in which he can hold his own against numerous types. Then, there's his origin form, the master of the distortion. Origin form Giratina is more offensive than the altered form, but it's a little more vulnerable due to lower defenses. Giratina has the highest HP out of all legendary Pokemon, the total being 504. Now, don't go thinking that this is all he has. Oh no. Unlike some other high HP Pokemon, Giratina is very highly balanced. It differs between forms, but Giratina is superb in both defense and offense. Giratina also has one of the most kick-ass signature moves ever, Shadow Force. Shadow Force causes the user to vanish instantly, and then reappear the next turn to cause massive damage. And the best part? Shadow Force can even penetrate both Protect and Detect. So, if you're not in the air, underground, or underwater, Shadow Force is sure to cripple any Pokemon that is not normal type. All these awesome factors make Giratina my second favorite legendary dragon. Seriously, he's the definition of holy shit. Considering the fact that there were only 4 electric types introduced in Gen 3, it's needless to say that Manectric is undoubtedly the greatest Gen 3 electric type. At least in terms of Shut up! Starting off part 8 is arguably the most kick-ass fossil Pokemon ever, Kabutops. Being the second and final prehistoric Pokemon on this list, Kabutops comes armed with 2 massive blades that would make even a Scyther blush. Using these sharp tools, Kabutops rips apart its defenseless prey and sucks their precious body fluids for nourishment. What? Who in their right mind gave this series the ESRB rating of E for everyone? I mean, come on, that's some pretty violent action right there. But, whatevs, I can dig it. Note to self, never say that again. Being Jason Voorhees' pet horseshoe crab, Kabutops is hands down my favorite prehistoric Pokemon. Why? Well, let's sum up the reasons. First off, you know me, I love some awesome looking hands, or in Kabutops' case, 2 sickles. These 2 sickles are Kabutops' main hunting weapons, as you would clearly imagine. Kabutops' attack can reach a maximum of 361. Compared to other fossil Pokemon like Rampardos and Archeops, this is definitely nothing impressive. But Kabutops has something that those 2 don't have. Defense. Kabutops' defense can reach a maximum of 339. So, it's safe to know that Kabutops has both offense and defense. Now, let's talk origin. As I previously mentioned, Kabutops bears a resemblance to the horseshoe crab, an ancient arachnid that's commonly referred to as a living fossil. Not only that, but Kabutops also shares traits with Eurypterids, large sea scorpions from the Ordovician period. You just gotta love prehistory and all its fascinating secrets. Okay, now to come up with a shitty joke. Based upon its hunting behavior and its sickle-like hands, I'm surprised there hasn't been a creature feature deriving from this sort of thing. I mean, just ponder this for a brief moment. An amphibious humanoid shellfish with huge sickles for weapons that rips people apart and sucks their bodies dry. Sounds like a pretty good B-movie plot, doesn't it? I think the Sci-Fi Channel just got their next weekend premiere. Someone make this movie. None of that CG bullshit, guys in rubber suits, cast Nathan Lane, give him a lightsaber, and call it Attack of the Fossil Fiends. I would watch the shit out of that movie. At number 29, we have the creepy, mischievous, jewel-eating munchkin that we know as Sableye. This is probably something that you didn't expect to see on here. I'll just say it right now. I don't care what any of you say, I love Sableye. Why? It's the Nidoking case once again. Yes, that shit again. Thankfully, this is the last time you'll see that case. It's still hard for me to explain, but I'll try once again. Statistically, Sableye is complete shit. Part 80. Despite having a typing that makes it virtually weakness-free, Sableye is one of the crummiest Pokemon you can have in terms of battle capability. Not only are its stats unreliable, but even its ability is terrible. Sableye's signature ability is Stall. Stall is an ability that ensures that the Pokemon that has it will always move last, regardless of Trick Room and priority moves. Sableye is borderline unusable. But does that mean I hate him? No. What he lacks in power, he makes up for sheer creativity and charm. Whenever I look at Sableye, I can't help but think of two other lovable little shitheads. Stitch, aka Experiment 626, and Invader Zim. Sableye reminds me of these two characters for various visible reasons. Sableye reminds me of Zim for one reason, his grin. Just by looking at that face, you just know that he's always up to something no good. Just like the mischievous son of a bitch that he is. He reminds me of Stitch for numerous reasons. He's small, creepy looking, and seems jittery to say the least. He also reminds me of someone else. Someone you all know of. I mean, just think about this. Sableye is small, evil, he never blinks, he's always smiling, and he has next to no weaknesses. Who else do you know of that shares those characteristics? Bingo! Now that I've talked about what he reminds me of, let's talk about his concept. Sableye is presumably based on the Hopkinsville Goblin. This bizarre creature has been depicted having glowing eyes, small legs, and clawed arms. Looks like Sableye fits the description just right, huh? Just like Dust Noir, Sableye has a very clever gimmick hidden on his very body. Just look at a Sableye closely and you'll see what I mean. He has sapphires for eyes, a ruby on his abdomen, and if you take a look at his shiny form, you'll see an emerald on his abdomen as well. Damn! Game Freak, you're almost as clever as Valve is. That's one hell of an achievement.
Who am I?
Okay, I know what you're all thinking right now. Mewtwo? But he was also on your overrated list. You must be in denial. First of all, that was a poorly constructed list. And second, I never, ever said that I hated Mewtwo. In fact, I clearly said that I like him. Yes, even someone as hard-headed as myself can't help but love Mewtwo. Aside from Pikachu, Mewtwo is probably the most famous Pokemon on Earth. Mewtwo's been the star of the first movie, 2 anime specials, a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and the final boss of 4 Pokemon games. I understand that this Pokemon is the pinnacle of many of your childhoods, and please understand that I would not dare try to dampen that a second time around. I know that this list isn't revolved around tiers, but Mewtwo is literally the second strongest Pokemon ever, trumped only by Arceus. Fucking space goat. His special attack can reach a maximum of 447, some of the highest special attack in the entire franchise. Out of all the Pokemon in the anime, Mewtwo's role is by far the most iconic. Being that he was the star of the very first Pokemon movie, it's needless to say that he has an extremely huge and loyal fan base. Throughout the first movie, Mewtwo went through a ridiculous amount of character development. He started out as a Kafka-esque tyrant bent on the total annihilation of humankind. But by the end of the movie, he started to value the lives of both human and the Pokemon that are loyal to them. That is powerful. I'm certain we all remember the climactic clone battle at the end and how everyone mourned over Ash's petrification. We all cried a little bit. All I have left to say is that Mewtwo is awesome, no matter how you look at him. I'm sorry, Mewtwo, I do love you. Not because you're legendary, it's because you remind us all so much of ourselves. An innocent being with tortured emotions, being manipulated by other low-down humans. I completely understand why everybody loves him so much. At last, we come across the second complete evolutionary line on this, the Oshawott. Yes, unlike the other Unova starters, I actually like every single member of this evolution family. These 3 aquatic ninjas get my vote for the greatest Unova water types. Sorry, Seismitoad. Now, what can be said about these 3? Well, just like the Scraggy line, I'll list off what I like about each of them. First off is Oshawott. Oshawott is probably my favorite out of the three. This little dude is the main reason I'm still watching the anime. Ash's Oshawott is just pure entertainment. He started out by spying on Ash everywhere he went. Ever since he joined Ash, he's become one spastic little shit, always skittering about and making everyone feel really awkward. Every time I hear that voice of his, I get both the feeling of cuteness and laughter. Although I have to admit that he has some hormonal issues, as he has a really bad taste in his love interests. Now let's talk about Duat. By the time Oshawott evolves, he becomes more in touch with his martial arts. Through rigorous and strict training, Duat has acquired an extra skull chop and tons of more strength to go with that awesome appearance of his. Duat also has one of the coolest Japanese names of any Pokemon. His Japanese name is Futachimaru. Despite the fact that I probably mispronounced that, it's one hell of a title. Lastly, let's talk about Samurai. So, but you can never go wrong with the sea lion based off of a samurai. That's fucking awesome. And what's a samurai without a sword? The sword that these three guys use is Razor Shell. Basically a water version of Crush Claw. But there's something that kind of bugs me. Believe it or not, Razor Shell is not their signature move. Because Shellder is also able to learn this move. Why? Why couldn't this be their signature move? Might be something kind of pointless, but it's just something that bothers me. In conclusion, the Oshawott line makes for an awesome evolutionary family. They're original, they have reasonable strength, and their ninja skills would even make Ryu jealous. Manectric is the kind of Pokemon that... Wait, hold up. Why isn't there any music playing? Midbis, play Manectric's music.
What?
Yes, Manectric's music. Play it. What do you mean there's no music listed? Let me look at that spreadsheet. Oh, you're right. Well, we can't go without some music, so just pick a record from the shelf. I don't care, any music will do.